What's up, guys? What's up, girls? Potentially again. This is the team analysis versus Yarrow Valley Murkrows. The coach is also known as Mr. Murk, I think, or Wyatt. This might be a little bit rushed because I do not have a lot of time, and it's almost time to begin the first, or have the first playoff match. So if you see this, then potentially it's the final game for me versus Murk, but it might be something completely different. I don't know yet, and you probably do at this point. But yeah, let's just continue on. Murk's squad, or this is potential mounts on the squad that he could bring. Oh, that's my bad. That's my notes. He has got an Azumarill, a Mew, a Tundra's Eye, that's the Pranks that you one if you don't remember which one is which. Salamence, Mega Gardevoir, Amoonguss, Vaporeon, Sneasel, Shedinja, and Tyrantrum. A lot of mons that are potentially very threatening for my team. First up, some kind of things that you probably completely see, that you notice right away. He's got a Shedinja, and Shedinja is not, I wouldn't call it a problem, but it is kind of a fun mon that is actually kind of annoying to prepare for, because you do have to consider it, your opponent bringing it to your game, meaning that you do need some coverage on some mons to be able to hit it if you don't want to give it like a free switch in or it be in a counter or whatever it is. Usually it's not going to be that big of a problem, I want to say, because getting a Rock Slip is usually, I mean, in my case it's not going to be that easy because my stealth workers aren't the fastest. But I still don't think that Shedinja is going to be brought to the game, mainly because most mons on my team do have a way of hitting it. And if he watched my games, then he does know that I will resort to using knockoffs or every other type of coverage just to get out of my way just to hit Shedinja, because they are useful in any other way and not just for Shedinja. So yeah. However, the thing is that I made on Murk's thing. Let me quickly get it back up because it is kind of messy right here. Yes, Mr. Murk, Murkrow guy, Wyatt. He's a pretty competent battler. That is something I have to admit, and also his team building very similar to what I think I do. So it's yeah, I do think that this is going to be a very worthy opponent for the final game, hopefully. So I do think this is going to be a high quality match. Unfortunately, quick heads up, like I said, it's a little bit rushed, and the team building is as well as a little bit rushed. But yeah, my opponent's draft is incredibly scary. However, it's a slightly flawed, and that's probably because the most recent transfer period, he did trade away some mons to get threats that were useful in the playoffs, first me, first the other opponents, and it's mainly Mega Gardevoir because it destroys my team. You can see my team right here. As you can see, I don't have any switch-ins to it. If he carries like the very standard set to hit all of my team, basically. And I can also, I basically can't make a lure. Nothing on my team, like a Hexorus could potentially be a lure in some way, but it doesn't survive like the pixelated hyper voices, even with the Rosalie Berry, which is the fairy resist berry. Yeah, and basically everything on my everything else on my team gets destroyed by its stab moves or its coverage moves. So yeah, it's really hard for me to deal with the Mega Gardevoir, but for him picking up Mega Gardevoir, he did have to drop some mons, mainly Cobalion. That's the one I was really afraid of because it did a decent chunk to my team as well, being very annoying with the taunt sets and you know it, and just the typing in general actually. However, the team that I expect my opponent to bring is Mew, Tundra's Eye, Salamence, Mega Gardevoir, Vaporeon. Those 5 I'm almost sure he's gonna bring. And the last one is going to be either, in my opinion, going to be Amoonguss or Sneasel. One of those two are going to be the thing. Tyrantrum could very well be a thing as well, because Tyrantrum is really scary, and I do think a Scarf Tyrantrum could just destroy my team if I can't find out if it's Scarf or not. If it's like Rock Polish, then of course it will do the damage as well. So that is definitely a threat to my team as well. Noticeable flaws. Basically, by the way, actually, to note, I do think that Salamence is pretty versatile. Salamence is, together with Mew, the only are the only 2 mons on his team that learn defog. And defog is quite important for his team because his offense, Thunderous, Salamence, and Sneasel and Sidingia are all weak to the Stealth Rocks. So I do think that he will definitely need to have defog on his team, and it's either going to be a Mew or Salamence. If he doesn't, then that's going to be great for me as well, because I do want to get Stabber to his Scooty as possible, of course, just because of the reason that his offense is weak to it. And weakening the offense is going to be crucial for me, as you will see on my team why that is that crucial. Oh, it's gone. That is my Skype, my bad. However, like I said, Salamence is going to be a problem. If it's defog, that would be kind of okay, because that means that he has to sacrifice a move slot. If it's defog, I kinda know that it's going to be a full special set. I know that he kind of likes to run a full special set, or maybe a mix set, and that actually does a decent chunk to my team as well, because Fire Blast, Hydro Pump, and Draco, maybe together with like Iron Tail, just destroy my whole team. So that's going to be definitely going to be a good set for me to run against me. Also, like a Dragon Dancer with Fire Blast coverage is not going to be a bad set at all. So I do think that one of those two sets are going to be run versus me, and both have definitely the potential to put in the work. I do think I prepared for both of them, but if he plays it correctly, that could just destroy my team if I'm not careful. Thunderous Eye could be a problem if he carries this Substitute, and the T-Wave, mainly because I need to predict around that, basically the T-Wave. My team is pretty offensive, but getting T-Wave isn't the way. Well, I mean, I will probably have to avoid getting T-Wave because my offense, unless his team is very easily weakened, which I don't expect it to do because I'm Mew, it's gonna be a problem for me. However, maybe I can predict around it. Maybe it says Nasty Plot and he doesn't have T-Wave. That would be insane. That would be completely fine, because that would mean that my offense is actually able to deal with it. Mew can run, in my opinion, 2 potential sets. I mean, he could be a physical defense walker, I don't know, but I do expect him to be especially defense one with either defog, like I said, defog, Will-O-Wisp, Roost, and knockoff, maybe Psychic, definitely could be an option as well. Either that set, or he's gonna be defog, well, maybe not defog, just a standard set with taunt. Maybe taunt. Don't think he will taunt versus my team. If you look at my team, something like Aromatisse just doesn't care about taunts, and everything else that potentially does care about taunts does basically outspeed it. Mainly my Stealth Brokers don't, but yeah. So I'm not sure what set he's gonna bring. He's either gonna bring some kind of defensive set with defog, or he's gonna bring like an offensive set, like my opponent Dolce, Geo Brodude, did with his Zilgardos Vilnius or something. I still don't know how to pronounce it. Like he did in the test match I had in the during the Christmas holidays. That could also be a potential set. That is going to be a live or offensive set with possibly T-Bolt or Hidden Power Fire, maybe both of them, Psychic and Sucker Punch / Roost. So that's going to be a potential option as well for him to run, and both are kind of scary. But yeah, I do think that depending, maybe he can scout for it, maybe not. So I have to play around that, but hopefully my offense can pull through regardless of what set he's gonna run. So yeah, what basically did the things I noticed on his team. He, like I said, he only has 2 defoggers. Like I said, he is pretty Stealth Rock weak. At least his offense is very much Stealth Rock weak. Sneasel is his only Ghost Resist, so that's gonna be pretty crucial as well. He doesn't have ground type, so he cannot block Volt Switches. I'm not gonna use that this game, but he might have prepared for it in some way. He doesn't have a Steel type, because like I said, he traded away Cobalion just to get Mega Gardevoir, Cobalion and Mega Audino if I recall correctly. Mega Gardevoir is an absolute monster that destroys me. I cannot have lures on my team because they don't exist. My checks mainly consist of outspeeding him or having Bullet Punch with Scissor and destroying him that way. But it's kind of bulky on the special side, and most of my offensive mons that outspeed it are specials, so yeah, it's gonna be, it's definitely a threat, and I will potentially, very likely, lose mons to it. Tyrantrum and Mew are only 2 mons that get Stealth Rocks on this team. That is why Tyrantrum might be a thing, and it might not be Scarfed, and if it's not Scarfed, it's gonna be a Stealth Blocker. But I do think that Mew might be like I said, defog or Stealth Rocks, maybe even, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what Neo is gonna do, but it is kind of limited to one of these roles in my opinion, because he does not have the options on the other things on his team. And again, that's mainly because Cobalion has dropped, and that's fantastic for me because that means that he's kind of limited, and I can hopefully use it to my advantage. But yeah, onto my team real quick because I'm already 10 minutes in. That's quite a lot. My team, as you can see, first of all, I'm gonna run the Chlorophyll Venusaur again. If you watched my match versus Dolce, which was, like I said, the Christmas match, I completely fucked up this set. Well, I did choose the set correctly, but I didn't manage to pull it off because I played terribly. Also, my Murkrow back then, I used the same strategy, Prankster Murkrow with Sunny Day. My Murkrow back then was the wrong item. I was meant to have the Violet on a specially defensive Murkrow, however it carried the Heat Rock, meaning that my strategies already were exposed because he knocked off the Heat Rock on me. And because of that, my strategies were exposed, like I said, and also Murkrow wasn't as bulky as it was intensely gonna be, meaning that, yeah, it was just a whole shit show. And it didn't end well for me, but this time around I'm a lot more sharper, I want to say, and I do think I will not make the same mistake. So hopefully that test match helps me out in the finals or semi-finals or whatever this game is going to be, I don't know yet. Versus Mr. Murk. And yeah, the set is very standard. It's Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, Weather Ball and Growth. Growth, of course, in the zone gets the ×2 boost in attack and special attack instead of the ×1 boost in bottom. Weather Ball is a fire type attack, meaning that something like Sidinja gets hit very hard by it, and also his Amoonguss. And Amoonguss is not necessarily a problem, but he could run like Crash Mock or whatever, so or like he can send us up because the sun is off, maybe, I don't know. But that's what Weather Ball is used for that. Giga Drain and Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb is mainly there to hit the Salamence, and everything else basically gets hit by Giga Drain very hard. Also for Timbers, by the way. But everything else, basically, Giga Drain is there to just do the damage against. He could potentially scout around that with, like, if he does carry Sidinja on the team, he can just switch in Giga Drains and Sludge Bombs, and he predicts me to go for the Weather Ball and then pivots back. But like I said, I don't think he's going to be running Sidinja, and if he does, then I will have to keep my Steeldogs up and I have to keep this as the late game sweeper before I can do anything. I need to have his team a little bit weakened in either way, because this Murkrow is again not going to be Heat Rock. Mainly for the same reason, because I don't want to get my strategies revealed, and I do think that 3 or 4 drones or so might be enough if I play it correctly. Next up, well, actually I'm gonna go to Miss Mage's first, because Miss Mage is gonna be my lead, guaranteed, unless I like fuck it up like I did versus Nacho in the finals last season. But Miss Mage is gonna be my lead. In the team, like here in the team matchup preview thing, I led up with Venusaur, at least he might expect me to lead up with Venusaur. And because he expects a little bit Venusaur, he might just expect me to Magivolve straight away, forgetting that Chlorophyll is a thing. That's one of the reasons, and also his counters to Venusaur are pretty much weak to Miss Mage's, and at least this Miss Mage's set, and that's gonna be Mew, that's gonna be Mega Gardevoir, and that's gonna be like Salamence. And I fear out Vaporeon, which is gonna be the counter to Miss Mage's, his only counter, that's Twitter, my bad. This is a lead Miss Mage's set with Focus Sash, with Shadow Ball, Will-O-Wisp, Icy Wind and Taunt. I considered running the Destiny Bond instead of Taunt, but I went for the safe route and went with Taunt. That might bite me in the ass, but yeah, I'm gonna play it safe. Icy Wind is there to slow things down, and also just for the Salamence because it's quite effective. Shadow Ball is there for the Mew and for the Gardevoir, because like I said, Gardevoir is very bulky, very threatening, and I do need it weakened before I can take it down. So that's why I want to have the Shadow Ball to weaken Gardevoir as quickly as possible. And I do outspeed it before and after Mega Evolving, so that's gonna be crucial. That's gonna be working in my favor. It's gonna be really useful against Sneasel as well, which might be a lead for my Venusaur. I don't think it will be, because he will probably expect to Mega Evolve first turn. But if he does, then that's not gonna be the biggest problem, because this Sash will activate and I can get the Will-O-Wisp off and then potentially die, or at least have Sneasel weakened. Burnt, and yeah, that's gonna be crucial. That's gonna be I want to cripple that thing basically. Also the Will-O-Wisp for Sidinja and for Data Rentrum are gonna be pretty useful. Like I said, Vaporeon is the counter because Vaporeon doesn't take too much damage from Shadow Ball because this isn't the strongest moment 105 special attack. And also it carries the heal bell to potentially heal ball off the statuses from other mons. And because of that, yeah, I need to run taunt, and he will probably break my sash because he will expect me to run taunt, but I'm almost forced to do it unless I make the big boy play. But I don't think it will go for it unless I have to. No. So next up, Rhyperior. Rhyperior is going to be a Passion Berry Rhyperior. This is going to be a lure for the Salamence, if it is the special Salamence like I expect it to be. Maybe I need to scout before I can use it that way, we'll see. And also, if it's not gonna work versus Salamence, it might work versus Vaporeon or versus Amoonguss. Both of them are unable to take me down. I did do the code with the especially defensive one, which I had at first. I changed it to max speed because of Vaporeon, but I might change it back, I don't know yet. Yeah, I'll have to change it back probably, I don't know. This is gonna be like the standard thing with me where I probably make last minute changes and they will fuck me up either way, so depending on what I do, it's gonna fuck me up. But I'll have to think about that just before we head into our game, I guess. But the Earthquake is there to get massive damage up against Amoonguss and Vaporeon, basically his walls, and the Rock Blast is there for everything else. Hits his flying types of Salamence and Thunderous Eye, and also his Sidintia and Sashes don't work against Rock Blast because it does the damage. Also EQ for the random, of course. And Metal Burst is there mainly for the Vaporeon or for the Salamence to get them out of the way very quickly. But it might also work against something like Gardevoir. It might also work against something like Tyranitar. If he is like, well, I mean, EQ knocks it out, guaranteed that he's offensive. But yeah. Maybe he is the Shuka Berry, who knows, that might definitely be a thing, that would be a thing that I would do, maybe, if I expect the Rhyperior, so. But yeah, this is gonna be the set, and hopefully I will be able to pull nice shenanigans out with the Metal Burst. I wanted to run this versus Pierre as well, and I didn't back then, so I'm gonna do it right now, because I have limited time and I do want to have the surprise factor in Metal Burst come into play and maybe just hopefully KO something on his team straight away and open up a hole for me to just do the things. This is also my Stealth Rocker, so depending on the matchup, I might be able to get my Stealth Rockers up and do nothing else but getting Stealth Rockers up, because Rhyperior isn't the fastest one. But we'll have to see how that plays out in the game. Next up is going to be Alakazam, and this Alakazam is not going to be the standard Fox's Alakazam. This is going to be a Life Orb Alakazam, because this is going to be my wall breaker, and also it's the fastest one on the field, so it's going to be hopefully it's going to be very useful in that regard in just getting off the damage and do the shenanigans. As you can see, so far the team has been very offensive, and that will keep that way a bit Murkrows and Manaphy as well. Meaning that Alakazam might actually be a switch in 2 months like Amoonguss, 2 months like Vaporeon, if I predict him to go for attacking moves, or maybe non-attacking moves as well, depending on, well, like a Stand Spore would be terrible, or like a Stand Spore, but yeah. I'm running the Substitute. That's gonna be very crucial because I think this Alakazam will force switches. That's basically what I expected to do. And because of that, I think I can get substitutes. Mainly something like Amoonguss will fear the Psychic and will have to switch in. Maybe something like Mew, which might be a counter to it in his eyes. Meaning that I can get a substitute up and I can get Shadow Ball damages off, and maybe force him to switch out if he gets Spadef, Drop, Lucky, and yeah. Who knows? I don't know yet how everything is going to plan out. But if maybe if he like has to sack something because of Alakazam, I can get the substitute up, expecting the sack, and then kill the thing that he brought into sack and have a substitute either way, and not get T-Wave by his Thunderous Eye getting maybe another kill. So that's gonna be the plan with Alakazam. Psychic, Shadow Ball, basically very obvious. Sneasel, and I mean Sidintia and Mew, and maybe Gardevoir. Amoonguss, yep, stuff like that. Also for Tyranitar. The Energy Ball is there for Vaporeon specifically, because Vaporeon is a problem to my team, and I think a mixed defensive Vaporeon is just able to just wall me to hell and back, unless I carry like the Energy Ball on this. Of course, the Mega Venusaur is gonna be doesn't mind it, so I do think that I can deal with Vaporeon, but it's gonna be annoying if it stays around for too long. And getting it out of the way, maybe early on, maybe later on, but getting it out of the way is very crucial, and I want it to happen. And that's why Energy Ball is the preferred option. Energy Ball, the only problem with Energy Ball is I do not KO his Sneasel, not even after Stealth Rocks. After Stealth Rocks plus a Life Orb hit I do, but Focus Blast or Dazzling Gleam does do the job, but yeah, I decided to go with Energy Ball instead, mainly because it does do a lot of damage to everything else on his team. And Sneasel, yeah, I don't know, Focus Blast also was an option, but it misses, and yeah, mainly that is the reason why I went with Energy Ball over, oh I had to forward, Energy Ball over, Energy Ball over Dazzling Gleam or Focus Blast. Anything else I want to say about the Alakazam Zets? It's also Life Orb because he has quite a few options of priority, and I do think that something like Sneasel will potentially go for the priority move over going for a Pursuit or a Knockoff, expecting me to be a Focus Sister. So that's also why I think that a Life Orb variant this time is going to be very useful, because he has the priority to deal with my Focus Sister and shit. Also his Azumarill, his Mew can have priority, you name it. Next up is Murkrow. These last 2 months I had to rush these. I made them in quite like a little time. They are not the movesets, basically the EVs are 252, 252, so nothing out of the ordinary. The moveset for Murkrow is Eviolite, and I don't know if I might change this to, yeah, I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna change this to Max Attack. I'm gonna change this to Max Attack Geodude. The reason for that is because I thought of this before just recording this as well. The reason why I'm doing this is because of his Mega Gardevoir. It's base 80 speed before Mega Evolving, so maybe I can just KO it with the Brave Bird straight away. I don't think Brave Bird does, but you know what I mean. However, I had quite a few different sets on this Murkrow, but in the end I decided to go with some kind of hyper offensive team. Even though I only have one form of hazards, it's gonna be hyper offensive-ish nonetheless. Murkrow is gonna be really crucial because the Sunny Day is gonna be a huge thing. Also, T-waving his threats is gonna be very much fantastic, because maybe I don't even need Sunny Day if T-wave does the job, because his fastest mons on his team outspeed. Well, outspeed basically my Venusaur before it can just put in the work, because I do think it's gonna be a late game sweeper. At least that's what I plan to be right now. Settlements, Mega Gardevoir, and Thunderous Eye, and potentially Mew, or his fastest mons. Oh, I also Sneasel, by the way. But like I said, for most of them I have a game plan, and for everything else, basically like a Salamence, maybe if it stays around. I don't think they're all gonna be around late game, meaning that I might just be able to get a T-Wave off and be good from there. Taunt is there because I do want to cripple his mons in getting up Stealth Rocks or the Defog off. Sunday, Venusaur and Brave Bird for stab, and I want to KO, says do a lot of damage to his mons, and if Tyrantrum gets in, it's not going to be the worst thing, because I can taunt, can T-Wave it, depending on what he wants to go for, so that is going to be the Murkrow set. Might have to play a bit risky, I might even have to sack it. I do think that, like, what I expected to do is I might not even be able to get a Sunny Day, but I have to see how I play it in the game. I will hopefully be able to prevent it from going down early on. And late in the game as well, of course, but we'll have to see how that plays out. I don't know yet. And last but not least is Manaphy. Manaphy is no item, that's not a mistake. It's no item Manaphy with max HP and max speed. It's no item because this is going to be a switch into Sneasel, and also potentially to something like Vaporeon. This is gonna be max speed, and it's max speed because his fast mons and Salamence and Gardevoir also hit this, and Mew also hit his base speed here, so I do want to at least speed that with that potentially. Especially if they're gonna be like a Modest or an Adamant set, then I wanna outspeed them and be able to do a lot of damage to them, so KO them. It's U-turn. U-turn is there to hit something like Sneasel or to get momentum, because this does force a lot of switch-ins because of the Tail Glow set. his potential, his like switchings to it or his counters to it might be something like Vaporeon slash Among Us. That is why I'm running Tailglow with these coverage moves. I don't need Scald in my opinion, although it would be nice to hit something like Gardevoir for good damage or Mew for good damage. I decided against it and decided to go with these moves instead. And also no special attack investment, but this is not going to be a win condition. This is going to be basically a check to Sneasel, and I'm going to hopefully be able to pivot around his team a little bit and keep the momentum up. And if it's healthy enough late game, I can get a Tailglow up and maybe get a kill with Ice Beam on his walls. Like I mentioned Shedinja earlier on, this is the only one on my team that cannot KO Shedinja because everything else has a super effective move on it, as you can see right here. And Manaphy has not, but I think that one mon without the coverage to hit Manaphy is gonna be fine, especially since he might, after seeing Newton, he might definitely expect me to carry the knockoff. I do think this is gonna be everything I need to say about my opponent, about my team. This took like 26 minutes, damn, this is a lot longer than I expected. I only have 4 minutes until I have to go, so I did it kind of strategically. His threats, again, Mega Gardevoir is a humongous threat, Salamence is a humongous threat, and hopefully I can lure either of them in, maybe, with maybe Rhyperior, with maybe a Son of Venus, so I can like predict, maybe he like saves it, expecting me to be a standard finisher, and I can surprise him. Yeah, that's basically it. Also his Mew is always a problem because it's a fucking Mew, and Thunder's Eye as well because it's Thunder's Eye, and Vaporeon because it's a Vaporeon, well, you name it. However, this is gonna be the team. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of the team, what you think of my preparation, if you would have thought of something different. Also check out Mr. Murk in the description down below, Wyatt, because he has quality uploads, and I definitely urge you to check him out and check out this game versus us two on his channel as well, because you can see his analysis of the team and of the match that you will see tomorrow or maybe in 2 days. I don't know when I have time to record this, upload this. But yeah, goodbye for now. See ya soon. This is gonna be maybe the final game of the GPC for this season. We'll see. Bye.